Hello class, this is Junior Researcher Gunn, and today we're going to be looking at SCP-1861. Also, Object Class Keter. Special containment procedures for this particular SCP are: if a manifestation of SCP-1861 is reported, task force agents from the nearest Foundation outpost to reroute traffic away from the affected area and prevent civilian interaction with SCP-1861-B instances. A separate team must be deployed with a specific task of locating and preventing access to SCP-1861-A. As SCP-1861-B instances cannot be destroyed with brute force, diplomatic means of preventing civilian abduction should be undertaken if at all possible. Foundation misinformation agents positioned at local news sources and weather monitoring stations are to attribute SCP-1861 to irregularities in air pressure and large quantities of dust present in stormwater. Civilians who enter SCP-1861-A are to be declared legally dead, with causes of death attributed to common inclement water accidents. Description: SCP-1861 is an anomalous meteorological phenomenon characterized by heavy precipitation and fog composed of saltwater, human blood, and human cerebrospinal fluid. SCP-1861 manifestations are unpredictable, appearing spontaneously and with no regard to an affected area's natural climate and weather patterns. Manifestations typically occur once every 3 to 6 months and have been recorded occurring in numerous regions around the world. Historical records have confirmed that SCP-1681 has existed since as early as the year 1916, around World War I. The size of the area covered by SCP-1861 varies from instance to instance, with the largest recorded affected area measuring approximately 5,000 kilometers squared. Aside from this, its manifestation, composition, and apparent connection to SCP-1861-A. SCP-1861 displays no additional extranormal properties. SCP-1861-A is a single underwater marine vessel that closely resembles B-class boats used by the British Royal Navy during World War I. During each SCP-1861 manifestation, SCP-1861-A will attempt to surface in a body of water that is large enough to contain its full mass. Both natural and man-made bodies of water have hosted manifestations of SCP-1861-A. If no body of water large enough to contain the entirety of SCP-1861-A is present, SCP-1861-A will surface in any collection of water with a surface area large enough to encompass its conning tower and topmost platform, even if the collection of water in question is only several inches deep. SCP-1861-B are humanoid entities that emerge from SCP-1861-A during SCP-1861 phenomenons. SCP-1861-B are dressed in full bodysuits resembling deep-sea diving gear, although no discernible source of air supply. Instances of SCP-1861 are uniform in size and possess speed and strength typical of an adult human male, although most instances are sapient and capable of speech. Approximately 9% possess limited intelligence and are only sentient. Instances that are capable of verbal communication have been recorded making vocalizations similar to the cries of domestic felines, canines, and infant humans. The diving gear worn by SCP-1861-B instances is anomalously durable and cannot be removed except by the instance presently wearing it. If an instance of SCP-1861-B encounters a human subject, it will attempt to persuade the subject into entering SCP-1861-A, claiming that this action would be in the subject's best interests. Subjects who refuse may or may not be forcefully taken to SCP-1861-A, depending on the temperament of the SCP-1861-B instance. Human subjects lured into entering SCP-1861-A will re-emerge during subsequent SCP-1861 manifestations as SCP-1861-B instances. If an SCP-1861-B instance is taken outside SCP-1861's area of effect, it will begin to experience accelerated fatigue and loss of consciousness, becoming completely inert until it reintroduced into SCP-1861. After a manifestation of SCP-1861 has ended, SCP-1861-A will disappear along with any remaining instances of SCP-1861-B. Additionally, blood, cerebrospinal fluid, and salt water left behind by SCP-1861 will instantly convert to regular rainwater. Now, class, there are a few more interview logs, which I will read ad verbatim. Here we go. I am paraphrasing for the researchers in this next log, so bear with me as I speak. Currently being interviewed. An instance of SCP-1861-B claiming to be member of the ship's crew. Interviewer is D-1861-36, receiving questions from Dr. Clutch via remote broadcast. Forward. D-8161-36 was sent into SCP-1861 affected area and instructed to interview an SCP-1861-B instance. Heavy rain can be heard throughout the interview, and SCP-1861-B's speech is muffled by the diving gear it is wearing. Now, here is where I will be reading and acting as the researcher and the interviewer and the interviewee. And here we go. Begin log. D-1861-36. Who are you? SCP-1861-B. Samuel Ramsey, of the HMS Wintersheimer. We're evacuating the area. You've got to come with me, please. You're in danger. D-1861-36. Why? What's going on? SCP-1861-B. I don't have any time to prove this, but I can tell you right now that you're going to die very soon unless you come with me. And that's not a threat, it's a warning. Something really, really terrible is about to happen here. D-1861-36. What's going to happen? SCP-1861-B. Listen, you've got to trust me. When this rain stops, you're going to die. I'm not kidding. You're going to die unless you follow me back to our submarine. You'll be safe there. D-1861-36. Just tell me what's going to happen after the rain stops. SCP-1861-B. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. D-1861-36. Try me. SCP-1861-B. Look, I know this is going to sound insane, but this isn't regular rain. It's not from this world. There's another horrible world, and it's leaking into this one. Don't look at me like that. You can see for yourself it isn't normal rain. It's thick, it's red. Please, you just have to trust me. I'm begging here. I'm trying to save your life. I'm trying to see what happens to people after... I've seen what happens to people after the rain, and I'm trying to save you from that. Just come with me, and I swear we'll both survive this. D-1861-36. Wait, what? What kind of a world is it? How long has this been happening? SCP-1861-B. Listen, I want to help you, I swear I do. But if you won't believe me, I truly have no choice but to go back for someone else who'll come with me. I'm truly, truly sorry. But I can't just stand here and be arguing with you when there are other people out there I could be saving. End first log. Begin second log. Interviewed An instance of SCP-1861-B claiming to be D-1861-46. Interviewer: D-1861-45 receiving questions from Dr. Clutch via remote broadcast. D-1861-45 and D-86-46, adult males of roughly 30 years of age, had both been sent into a previous manifestation of SCP-1861. During that time, D-1861-45 was instructed to avoid contact with SCP-1861-B instances, and D-1861-46 was instructed to enter SCP-1861-A. Heavy rain can be heard throughout the interview, and SCP-1861-B's speech is muffled by the diving gear that it is wearing. Begin log. D-1861-45. How can I know that that's really you, Sal? SCP-1861-B. I can tell you that the code word is Boyardee. Is that proof enough? D-1861-45. It proves you've got his memories at least, so what happened after you went inside the sub? SCP-1861-B. The inside of the sub is pretty much just one long narrow passageway. The thing was full of those diving suit people, along with a bunch of random folks from around town. I was jam-packed in there, you could barely move. You kept getting pushed further and further back as more people entered. The deeper I got, the more certain I was I had just hit a wall at the end. But it was like that passageway just kept stretching on forever. About an hour after I first entered, people stopped coming and the hatch was closed. Then without any warning, the sub started filling with water. D-1861-45. Wait, they tried to drown you? SCP-1861-B. I don't know, man. I don't know, I couldn't tell. The water just kept rising and kept getting higher and higher. People were screaming, panicking, knocking each other over. It was awful. The guys in the diving suits tried to keep everyone calm, explaining it was just part of safety procedures. They gave out diving suits to the rest of us and ordered us to put them on. So we did. I mean, what choice did we have? People who brought their kids and pets were cramming them into the suits just to stop them from drowning to death. D-1861-45. Makes sense. So I guess you were all trapped down there for a whole another 6 months until the next blood rain thing happened. SCP-1861-B. Actually, we didn't have to wait very long at all. That's when the thing started getting really weird. Once everyone had the diving suits on, they opened the airlock and started letting people leave the sub. D-1861-45. What? SCP-1861-B. Yeah, we were told to not take the suits off yet, though. They told us that when we got out of the sub, we wouldn't be able to breathe out our suits, and that everyone we left behind on land would be dead. When I stepped onto the surface, everything looked like it had an hour ago. I saw the lake, the trees, the boathouses. Everything was where it had been. But D-81, 1861-45. What? Had something changed? SCP-1861-B. It's hard to explain. I want to say it was like everything was underwater, but it was more than that. It was like everything around us was part of the water itself. When you looked up, you didn't see a surface. It just went on forever. And the trees, the boathouses, they weren't solid. They were just a sort of different liquid. And then when you stood on the ground, it was like you were kind of swimming in it. Because the ground was liquid, except you didn't actually have to swim. And even as everything was filling with water, and although everything was water, you couldn't tell. You could still tell there was a lake there, as if the lake was a pure form of liquidness. I'm sorry, it's just making any sense at all here. D-81, 1861-45. Not a whole lot, no. Hey, Dr. Clutch wants to know how long you guys were out there like that. SCP-1861-B. The whole 6 months. We lived like that day and night. D-1861-45. Did anyone try taking their suits off? SCP-1861-B. Of course, especially at first.
since everyone was sort of confused and scared, but as soon as someone took their helmet off, their body sort of dissolve would be the right word, I think. They weren't solid anymore. They just kind of turned to a mist and merged with the water that was all around us. They lost their shape, but you could still tell they were there, shapeless, floating.
D-1861-45. How did you guys eat?
SCP-1861-B. We didn't. We didn't sleep either. We just breathed. Passed the time by exploring and talking to each other.
D-1861-45. Did you see any other animals or people? SCP-1861-B.
Kinda. We'd see their bodies. They'd float 3 or 4 feet off the ground. Their hair and fur would move like it was underwater. But they always kept their position. Didn't drift away or anything like that. It's really, really weird over there, man. All those dead things, humans and animals, were missing their eyes. Blood would keep pumping non-stop from their sockets and they'd dissipate into the water around them, and their teeth. I can't just say their teeth were gone, because that doesn't begin to cover it. It was like somebody took a bite out of their face where their mouth should be. Teeth, lips, gums, all gone.
D-1861-45. No explanation from anyone. What did the guys who had led you to the sub have to say about all this? SCP-1861-B.
A lot of them had the same story we did. The blood ring came, then someone in a suit told them to climb into the sub, and bam, war world. There was this one guy, though, who said he was the original captain of the sub. Herschel Guthrie of the HMS Wintersheimer was how he introduced himself. Anyway, the guy was a loony one. Rarely ever spoke coherently. If you asked him about the sub, he'd quote his arc. And if you asked him about a water place, he would call it the New World.
D-1861-45. What did he say about the people with the missing eyes and teeth? SCP-1861-B.
He just said, the watcher of eyes and biter of teeth deemed him worthy in case he talked like that.
D-1861-45. How'd you wind up back in the real world?
It was all pretty suddenly, actually. One day, a bunch of guys started yelling for everyone to make their way back to the submarine. Said another area was getting attacked, and we need to rescue as many people as possible.
D-1861-45. Alright, weird water dimension, mangled floating corpses, infinite submarine, got all that, Dr. Clutch? Great. But why haven't you taken that suit already? Why haven't you taken that suit off already, Hal? SCP-1861-B. Silence. D-1861-45. Sal? SCP-1861-B.
I'm scared, man. I don't know what's real anymore. Hell, I can't even say for sure that I'm really alive. You have these diving suits that wander around, moving like people, but barking like dogs and talking like toddlers. We aren't what we used to be before we put on the suits. I'm sorry, man. I don't understand very much of this, but given what I do know, I honestly don't think we're human anymore.
D-1861-45. Dr. Clutch says you've got to take off the suit. For science and all that, huh? SCP-1861-B. No.
I'm just so scared. If I'm not human, what am I? If I take this helmet off, what'll I see? Before, when we were in that rain, in that storm together, the guys in the suits told us we'd die as soon as the rain stopped. And you know what? During the time I spent in that water place, I found you, teeth missing and eyes gone. I saw your dead body. I thought maybe those guys were right. Maybe everyone else really is dead, and here you are in front of me. I don't get it. What's real, man?
D-1861-45. Well, what else are you going to do? Get back in the sub and live in SeaWorld for the rest of your life? Who knows? Maybe it's not too late to get back to normal. If I were you, I'd think death would be better than whatever kind of hell you're stuck in. Just take the suit off already. SCP-1861-B. Okay. Here goes. End log. Closing statements.
SCP-1861-B removed its helmet and large amounts of seawater began to pour from the suit. No body was found inside, but 2 human eyes and a set of teeth were recovered from within the diving suit. Testing performed on the remains revealed that the eyes originally belonged to an 8-year-old female, and the teeth to a European red deer, Cervus alephus. And that is it for today, class. Hope you were interested, and I will see you all next time.